Hello, hello. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I am here with Angela from AJ Mobile Notaries and also from with Alexis from Mobile Notary Services by Alexis. You guys want to say hey?
Hey, you guys,
We can.
glad to have you here.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mentor Mondays.
Hey, welcome, guys. So tonight we are talking all about how to be the preferred notary in a down economy. How do you stand out? So we have less refinances, less sellers packages, less, but more notaries, right? How are we going to stand out? So we're going to get right into it, okay? I'm gonna say hey to everybody. Welcome. I won't even shout the names out tonight, guys, because we got so much to talk about. But welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi, Notary Mentor Mondays with the Notary Educators. Okay, and those on the replay too. Welcome. Let's get right into it. So one of the ways, and before I get started, drop in the chat. Are you still receiving notifications for signings if you're a signing agent? And how do you feel out there? How do you feel out there? You feel like there's too many notaries right now? You're not getting any assignments, no hits, as I like to say? Let me know. Hey, everybody, welcome. So let's get right into it. So one of the ways to be the preferred, this is not in any certain order, okay? But if you got a pen and paper, you want to take some notes. One of the ways to be the preferred notary is simply just be on time. Don't be late to assignments. We cannot figure, okay, well, it's at 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna get there when I get ready to, or my child is running late for school, or this and that and that, and things happen, right? So you always want to prepare to be early. What does that look like? If the signing is at 10 o'clock, around 9 o'clock, or whatever, how long it takes you to get there, you need to be arriving at the assignment early, like 15 minutes. If you get to the assignment at 10 and it starts at 10, you are technically late. That may sound old fashioned, but it's real talk. You guys want to comment on that?
Yes, I agree with that. I try to always be at least 15 minutes early so I can have time to just chill, basically. Sit there, get my composure together, relax, make sure my notary bag is neat. And then usually I'll knock on the door like 5 minutes till.
Yes. Alexis, any thoughts?
Yeah, just allow time for error, whatever error might be, especially depending on where you're at. I know in Metro Atlanta it's crazy, so I always like to leave a little early because it can be an accident anywhere. It can be an accident on the person's street they live on. So just allow room for error and show up early. It looks good, professional. And sometimes people want to hurry up, get started. If you come in 15 minutes late or 2 minutes late, that can be messing up their day as well.
Yes. And believe me when I tell you, they do a survey on the back end about customer service, quality assurance, whatever word you want to call it. And they want to find out if you were late. Did you arrive on time? And it's nothing like you arrive on time and the client tells you, oh, you're early. They love that. It impresses people right off the
Mhm,
bat. You've left a
mhm.
good impression with them. Okay. So, first, we don't want to be late.
Yeah.
Second, we don't want to cancel last minute. We don't want to assume, oh, it's plenty of notaries so they can go and get another one if I cannot make it. We don't want to cancel last minute. Why? Because there's a lot involved for the signing companies to try to find a notary. You may think, oh, it's a whole bunch of us out there, but when they need to get a signing completed, wouldn't you know, that's when you may figure as a notary, oh, they got Angela, they can call her. Alexis in the area, they can call her. But the moment that you think that they can't find anyone, now you look really bad, unless it's an emergency. But just because you got a better assignment, you don't want to cancel. And like today, I had a situation I really wanted to do that, but I did not. I'll come back to that later if we have time. So, what's your thoughts on canceling at the last minute?
It
Unless
really can. Go ahead,
go ahead.
Alexis.
I was just gonna say, unless it's like an emergency, like you said, like a real emergency, um, don't cancel it. I don't want to say it looks bad because life happens, but it's just putting everyone in a bad position, and you having to, well, the signing companies having to send that out last minute. Um, that can put them in a bind. You don't know if how the client, that was the only time they had off to complete an assignment. So it's a lot of different factors that goes into them setting the time. So unless it's like a real emergency, Just go do it.
Angela?
The same thing you guys said too, and also we have to realize that these people's lives are at stake. Literally, their homes, they're doing refinances or loan mods for a reason, and those documents still have to be back, within a certain amount of time. So you could really put stress on people if you cancel at the last minute. I had one recently, that person canceled at the last minute, and then they called me and said they called twice and said, "Can you please make sure you're there?" Because the person called, they canceled, and they didn't even give a reason. And so you can really put people in a bad situation, and you can get a bad name for yourself by canceling like that at the last minute.
Right. So my client actually took the whole day off to sign in. I got the assignment around 11 this morning, didn't finish it until 6 o'clock because the documents were, I didn't even receive the documents till almost till almost 5 o'clock. That's a whole nother story. This is the one I'm kind of upset about as we speak. I'll tell y'all about it in a minute. But anyway, so he took the whole day off and the signing did not happen until 6 o'clock. So, I mean, sometimes that happens. That's just real world. Documents are not ready, numbers change, but don't let it be because of us as a notary. They're always looking for some reason for if it doesn't go right, some kind of way it comes back to it's the notary's fault. Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is having a bad attitude. What does that look like? Honestly, you may be frustrated about the pay. Again, I'm going to come back to my experience today because I actually had a bad attitude. I was frustrated about after I took the assignment, all the stuff that went into it, and it happened later. So we don't want that bad attitude or the assignment to rub off on the client because they can feel it when we walk in there. They can. If you're having a bad day for whatever reason, they can feel it. And we all have feelings. We all have lives. And when I used to work at the bank, my manager used to say, "It's a box outside. Leave all that out there. And when you walk through the door, now you need to be." And that's really hard for most people. If you're going through something, we don't just cut off. We're not robots. However, that's again why you're going to leave early so you can take 15 minutes. If you had it out with your boyfriend or your husband, your kids getting on your nerves, take that 15 minutes early to go de-stress, have a coffee, whatever you need. But by the time you get to your appointment, it needs to be on and popping. And somebody in the chat said Frank was like, if you show up on time, you are late. That's what his daddy used to say. And that is correct. Somebody else is like, it's unprofessional. So we really want to be professional. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts on a bad attitude?
Like you said, it exudes. It goes to the person can feel when you have a bad, and so you just don't want to do it. It can bring everybody down. When you go in with a bad attitude, I feel that, and you can tell me what you think. I feel that that's more likely that you are to make mistakes also if you have a bad attitude because you're not really focused on what you're doing.
Yeah. Alexis?
I was going to say, I know some clients can be a little difficult to work with, whether that's like small things, them acting kind of weird because you're in their home, whether that's them going through the documents a certain way or telling you certain things. I know that can be frustrating because we always say control the table, and you want to control the table, but some clients, they're a little different, and that can lead you into getting frustrated. But at the end of the day, I always say it's really not that serious. If you're going into something and you know that you're going through something, just know this is the hour of your time and you can get back to life right after. So just put on that smile and get it done. And as soon as you walk out the door, if you have to get back into, your mode, whatever's going on in life. But while you're at that table, no matter what's going on, you want to be professional because at the end of the day, you are representing yourself, one. And two, you're representing signing companies.
Cece had a good thought here to change her mood. She said she put loud music on. And I agree. When I'm going through something, I put some music on and it kind of lift you up or whatever. So sometimes you might have to do, like I was just saying with Alexis, shake it off. Like some companies like Walmart in the morning before they get started or Sam's Club, rah, 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 rah. Kind of shake and slap yourself, because people want to deal with friendly people, Don't nobody want to be looking at nobody looking all, So next thing I have on my list is poor communication with the signing company. What does that look like? So sometimes they always want you to communicate what happened after the signing. So if you're delayed in communicating what happened after the signing, the final report, that's going to be an irritation also, because they need to know that the documents get signed, where they dropped for FedEx. So you like, why are you bugging me? I got to get to my next signing. I don't have time to hit that. Take 2 minutes. Don't make your signing so close together. So for me, I'm not a person that's going to do a 10 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just not me.
Either.
Never going to happen. Never has happened. I'm more every 3-hour kind of girl. Okay. I need time to look at my docs and make sure that I signed it correctly. I need a little 5-minute chit chat and time to take the document to FedEx, whatever I got to do my final report. So don't schedule yourself so tight that you cannot complete the signing in front of you. The one that you're working on right then, that's the most important. If it's at 10 o'clock, your 10 o'clock is important. The rest of those signings, they'll be there waiting. But you really want to make sure your 10 o'clock went smooth from beginning to end. Okay. Any thoughts on that, ladies?
No, exactly what you said. Just stay focused on that one thing first, and then knock them down in order, and go from there.
And don't overbook. I'm telling you, you hear people say, I did 10 signings in one day. Yeah, but were they all correct? Did you provide good customer service at each one of them? Angela, do you want to add something to that?
Communication is very important. And one thing that the signing companies require is that you let them know was the signing complete. Before I leave the customer's driveway or house, I take my cell phone out and I take that email and I give them the status of that signing. And lately, people have been bugging with these signings. So even today, I had to write a long email to the signing uh, lady that assigned the signing to me, because I got there. I almost got there. Something just told me to let her know that you're 15 minutes away. And she texted me back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not at home. We had an emergency." Well, this was a 40-minute drive and I'm 15 minutes away. And so I immediately just turned around, stopped at the gas station, and I sent the detailed mail. In my 40-minute commute to this signing, I was 10 minutes away, and the signer notified me that they were not at home. They had an emergency. She wanted me to come back tonight at 7. I told her I could come at 5. Please advise, what you would like me to do. So you need to give details. The communication, meaning to me, communicating with the signing company means they shouldn't have to keep asking you questions back and forth. If you give information, they should be able to either give you a new time or just tell you it's okay, confirm. And that's what she did. She said, "It's confirmed. Let me know when she confirms it with you." And it was no notification because I gave them detailed information as to what happened with the situation.
Right. As events unfold, you should tell them if you have to change the time for some reason, if you have to change the signing location for some reason. I'm emailing them, letting them know, hey, location signed due to the client had a doctor's appointment, or location change for whatever reason. And another reason you want to do that too, because if they ever have to go back again and double check quality for some reason, well, you told them the signing took place at 30044 zip code, but it really took place over in 30087. So they're like, well, why were you over there? What's going on? Who signed the documents? Was it really the client? So you want a nice paper trail, email trail of everything that happened. And that way, like Angela said, they don't have to be looking for you. And that is frustrating. You're already trying to get this signing done and somebody blowing up your phone. Where are you? Is it scanned? Is it this? Go ahead and just let them know what's going on. So it's less stress for you, less stress for them. Okay. We want everyone to have a good experience. Next, let's talk about
And especially if they, especially if you change locations. Like I had one recently where I was supposed to be in DeKalb County in Stone Mountain, but the girl texted me that morning and said, "Can I have it at my mom's house?" She's in Gwinnett County. And so I just sent a text to the signing company say that the signer changed locations. The time is still the same, but she changed locations to this address, because you don't want them to look at the information when you get it said, and they'll say, "Well, why is this Gwinnett County? This should be DeKalb County." So like Kim mentioned, they have all the notes there and everything can be put together and no questions will be asked.
Right. If they ask for, okay, very good. So we'll move on to our next one. When they say they need scan backs, scan back. Don't assume that they don't need it or I'll get to it when I get to it. Normally, you have a couple hour window after you complete a signing that they need those scan backs. Why? They may not be able to close on the other property located somewhere else without the scan backs. They don't always need the originals. They'll make some decisions based on just having a scan back of the documents that you had completed. So if you're going to have to do a scan back, get it scanned back. Don't waste time with that. I had someone earlier today. If you don't have the proper equipment right now, you need to already have a plan before you accept the assignment. Don't take assignments and you don't know how you're going to scan back. I know some of us are just getting started financially. You can't buy a mobile scanner. You can't, you don't have all these scanners, and that's okay. But have a method on your cell phone. I use Cam Scanner, is an app that I use. I already know how I'm going to do it. How much does it cost if I'm going to use FedEx? How much is it going to cost if I have to do this? And will they delete the documents? That's another thing you have to worry about, security. So make sure you can deliver when you accept an assignment, because that's frustrating for you and for the signing company. You have to go back. You already know you don't have a scanner, so how are you going to scan it back? Or you already know that this job is too far and you can't meet that 5 o'clock deadline, So don't accept certain jobs if you know you can't deliver, or you're going to be communicating with them, letting them know, hey, I can do it, however, ABC, okay? Any thoughts on scan backs, ladies? How you feel about them?
When you first getting started, I say use that scanner on your app. If you're able to, go ahead and purchase a mobile one if you know this is something that you're going to really be getting into. But if not, then if you have one at home, some people do. If you do have one at home, ensure that you're not scheduling so many appointments in one day, so you can go home and get it scanned in. And if you are scheduling appointments, you might not have the money for a mobile scanner. The next one, you might have to take out the time and make sure you have enough time to go ahead and scan those documents back in with your phone. So there definitely are options, and you can definitely schedule your day to ensure that the documents do get scanned back in an appropriate manner.
Yeah, and one thing that I do too is Kim mentioned a good point, not to put your appointments too close together, because when I have signings that have scan backs, I make sure that I have enough time after the signing to come back home and scan it without rushing before I have another appointment. And so I allow a couple of hours between, because I know I got to scan it back. And so that's one thing you can do too. Make sure that you have enough time in between instead of trying to pile appointments right after another. It's like, take care of what's at hand. Take care of this appointment and then the other appointment. Don't try to pile them all on top of each other.
Yeah, I really think that's a major issue out there, because people are trying to make money, and I understand that. But don't be in such a hurry to make money where you end up costing yourself money in the long run. Because if you try to take too many assignments, you will not complete them all correctly. It's very few people that can just be like, bam, bam, bam. It's very few people and get it all correct. Okay. Next, guys, we're going to move on to answering the telephone. You've already had an interaction with some of these signing companies. I have a few of them saved in my phone because I know they call all the time. And for different scheduler calls, I save their number. So when they call, answer, because it's regarding your signing. Don't make it go to voicemail. Then you got to try to call them back. This goes back to communication. Now we playing phone tag with the scheduler, phone tag with the signing company. Something could have changed. If you can answer your phone, answer your phone. Now, this is something that might be controversial. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I want you guys to put in the chat what your thoughts are, because y'all know I'm always about shaking some things up sometimes. So most people will say, do not answer your phone at the signing table, right? They put the phone on mute. They leave it in the trunk. They do all this kind of stuff. They don't want to answer the phone. Well, my phone is my money maker. I always, in fact, Jeff is like, is it attached to your ear? Okay. This is it. My everything is right here, right? So I do answer my phone at the table. I let the client know, hey, I have my own business. If I get a call, it'll be very quick. If it's somebody that I don't have to talk to, now I'm not talking to Sheila B talking about, hey, girl, yeah, we're going to meet up Friday night. No, I'm at a signing. Or Sheila, how about that? But I'm not doing that. If I have to answer the phone, I'm answering the phone about something related either to this signing or to some money that I could be possibly making. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Do you answer the
Mhm.
phone at the signing table? This is for everyone on the live. Do you answer the phone at the signing table? Let me know. Angela, what's your thoughts on that? And Alexis about answering the phone at the signing table?
I personally don't answer the phone at the signing table.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting paid for that hour. Just like I just think, but I don't know. It's just easier sometimes to just get it done. Now, if my phone rings and I see that the client is, how do I say? I won't say lenient, but I see that the client is kind of, kind of relaxed, and I might answer it. But majority of the time I don't, unless it's something that I know somebody's calling back about something. I've had that happen before. Somebody was calling back in regards to something, and it was something that I kind of did have to answer in that moment. But yeah, other than that, I don't. But that's just
So
the first thing.
if it's like general notary, then you can tell it's a general notary job. You just let it go to voicemail till you finish your signing.
Yeah.
Okay. Angela, what do you do?
Answer it every single time.
I
I
do.
answer my phone. It would, like today, for instance. This wasn't with a signing company, but even when it's with a signing company, my phone rang, and I said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Simmons, I need to get this. It will only take a second." I answered the phone. If I'm with a loan signing, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take this really quickly. I'll be very brief." And I'm usually just, "What do you need?" 30 seconds, literally. I know how to recap a whole phone call and get an appointment in 30 seconds. I'll ask them, I said, "I'm with another client. What do you have? When would you like to meet?" And I give them a price. Every single time, I've never missed a call. And literally, it's under a minute that I'm able to recap everything they need and make an appointment.
Right. So I don't do that. So this is very good, guys. So you can each see how we all handle that. Someone does not answer their phone. Angela gets the whole thing. We already know WWAD. Angela gonna get it done. I, on the other hand, I usually will say something more like, Mr. Smith, please forgive me. I have to take this call. If you give me just a second and I'll answer the call and let them know, hey, I'm with another client. I'll call you within 5 minutes or whatever time, or if they need another notary, I'll text the number if I can. But I will let that client that I'm with know that, hey, this is my moneymaker and I do answer my phone. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. So let's talk about no show, just not going at all. That goes back again to last minute cancellation. Sometimes notaries just don't show up. That's when you get those notices like around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, or 5 o'clock, and you're wondering, why do they keep sending that out? Normally it's because of no show. They don't know where the client is, or they said they can't hear us.
Can you hear me?
I
Um,
don't, I can't. Lona
I can
says
hear
she can't
everybody.
hear us.
I can hear everybody. Can everyone else hear us? Let me know. Down south notary can hear us. She said, what would Angela do every single time? Pamela says she can hear. So check your settings, Lona,
Yeah.
and see if it's you. Okay. Everybody said loud and clear.
Okay,
So
perfect.
so let's move on again. Like we were talking about no show, just not going to the appointment. I mean, and things happen. That goes back to communication again. If you cannot make it, it's okay. Just let the signing company know. Again, don't figure, oh, it's 20 other notaries they can call, because normally they cannot just call somebody like we think they can. We
Mm-hmm.
think they have 100 waiting in the back burner, but they really don't always have that. Okay. So again, don't just not show up, communicate that. Anything you ladies want to add on that?
I don't just do. I don't have anything. You're everything you said, basically.
Yeah, everything's
Okay, no problem. So we'll keep on going. You don't have, yeah. So the next one is, don't get an attitude if you make a mistake. You made a mistake, own it. Own it and get it fixed. Go back out there and fix it. And don't always say,
Mm-hmm.
I need more money to go fix your mistake. They already paid you.
right.
So they've already paid you. You made a mistake and you're going to
Mm-hmm.
demand that they pay you another travel fee to go back. Does that make sense, guys? Is that good customer
No,
service?
no,
No.
no.
No. So if we make a mistake, we're going to not only go and fix it, we're going to probably fix it at our expense. If it was our mistake, we're going to go out there and fix it with a smile. When we're
Mm-hmm.
talking to them on the phone, they're going to hear, oh, Sarah, I am so sorry. I will get right on that. I will get right out there. That needs
Mm-hmm.
to become your priority, is fixing that mistake, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
The first chance you get. So you might be in the middle of your second appointment. You won't be able to just say, hey, I got to go. I got to fix something.
Mm-hmm.
No, but let Sarah know, hey, as soon as I wrap up with this client, that's the next thing on my list is to get that corrected. Any
Right.
thoughts on corrections?
Yeah, and we're all going to make mistakes, at one point or another. It's not every day that you make mistakes. I've made a mistake and had to go back and fix it. So when you, like Kim said, own up to it and just still keep your confidence, because that doesn't make you a bad notary because you make mistakes.
I made one yesterday.
When you own up to it, that makes you a great notary, because like Doc DT said, accountability. That's what's great. Customers respect you more when you fix your problem, you own up to it.
Yes. So yesterday I made a mistake. You're gonna hear about it in the upcoming video. I used Jeff's table in the back of his truck, which I usually always have my little truck. And in the back of his, he got this cute little table that he and Angela use. She has it also because they don't have a hard surface. So I called myself gonna stamp on that. It was 3 documents, and they were, because the paper was kind of thin, nothing heavy to support it. The stamp was half stamped on the document, and unfortunately, I had a lady that was super picky. So I put a gold seal, drew a line through it, corrected my mistake, and everything with it, embossed it. She still was looking at it like, I don't know if they're gonna take that. So she said it by the 3rd time. I said, okay. So she said, well, I got one at home. Do you mind if I go get it? Sure. It's Sunday night. I'm hungry. Go ahead and get it. So she went to get the other paper. It was my fault. So when she returned, I gave her $10 off. I handed her a $10 bill, and she said, oh, no, you don't have to do that. But she was a kind, guys, that if I did not do it, we would have heard about it. Okay. We would have heard about it. So she put the $10 back in the car, like, I don't want it. And I said, oh, no, please. It was my error. Please. So she took the money, right? But I already know if I did not, everybody in her native country would have knew what I did. And yeah,
So one thing I do to fix that, because Kim is right, I always put the on top of my journal, I put the clipboard and then I stamp it so the surface is hard and smooth.
I didn't know
Because
that.
I made the same mistake before, so that's how I know.
Oh, well, I asked Jeff if he ever did it. He said he's never done it. Of course, he's looking at me like, no, I've never done that before.
He's stronger than us. He's stronger than us. Jeff,
yeah, he was like, no, I've never done that. So I was just like,
well, yeah, I have done it before.
Yeah, so in the future, I will always use my clipboard, and then I will stamp on top of that, because I just re-inked it and everything. Look out for that video the next couple days, guys.
And also, one more thing about the mistake. If it's a mistake on a document, maybe like something was missed as far as, let's say something wasn't filled in, something wasn't checked, initial, whatever the case may be, make a note of it like somewhere. Maybe you have like a notary folder or loan signing folder, something in your computer, something in your phone. Just make a note of it, so that way, if you ever see that document again or come across it, it's something that's kind of stuck in your memory that, oh, I need to do this on that document next time. And I only say that because one of the signing companies I work with, they sent out a mass email to notaries saying, hey, this is a common mistake we keep seeing. And it was in regards to a specific document in a package. So if you do, see stuff like that, or you do make a mistake and it was pertaining to something within a document, just make sure you notate it somewhere. So that way, if it happens, it won't happen again, because you're aware of what needs to be executed next time.
Mm-hmm. And Tamar says she always do a test stamp before she stamps anything. And I normally don't have to do a test once I've re-inked it. Like I did the other day, I did a sample test. Right. I usually just read it and make sure I have it up correctly, because I have stamped upside down before. Mm-hmm. So very good. So let's go on. Last couple things, guys. We talked about completing the confirmation report, but also when you receive the assignment, they give you a 2-hour window normally to get back with them and let them know, hey, I contacted the client, the signing is a go. I could not contact them. I text them or whatever. Make sure you, within that 2-hour window, reach out to the client so you can update the report. If they have to start calling you, did you call the client? Now they're upset because they've taken time when they could have been doing something else. You're upset because you're actually doing something else. Just take a few minutes, and as soon as you can, and I don't even wait within the 2 hours. If I can do it right away, I do it as soon as I can. Mm-hmm. And that's just saying, yes, okay, I did call the client. It's confirmed. So that's another part of communication, okay? What about you ladies? How do you do your confirmation calls?
So mine is more so like right after I get the assignment. Usually it tells you, give them a call ASAP. But yeah, I make sure that everything is discussed, date, time, place, address. Get specific. Let them know that, hey, I might give you a call back. Maybe a question comes up or something of that nature. Let them know that this is your contact information. You can reach out to me if anything happens or anything comes up. You have any questions? You never know. And yeah, just really that address part too is important because I've had it where the signing agency had an address and the client was like, actually, no, that's not where it's supposed to be taken.
Yes.
I've had that happen too, Alexis.
We've all had that happen. One time we were going to a signing and the person wasn't even in the state because the property was somewhere else. They had it all mixed up. It was just a hot mess. So I learned from that too. You always confirm the location of the signing. Confirm the location, confirm the time. When I say confirm the address. Okay, Mr. Smith, the signing is at ABC Lane, zip code 300 such and such. And they'll say, oh, yes. Or they'll say, no, that's not right. I'm really over here. I'm at my job. I need to do it on my lunch. They just didn't know it. Or no, the property is there, but I actually live here. So it could be any number of things. Always go down that confirmation. And one more little tip here. I print the confirmation sheet for each client. So I'm highlighting the most important things. What color ink do they require? Do they need scan backs? How many signers do I have? I'm going through that, and reading instructions is going to be my last tip. Angela, did you want to add anything about what we were just talking about before I move on to the last tip?
Yeah, the instructions are very important. I encountered something. I don't know if you guys encountered this, but I encountered this yesterday. What's today? Today. No, Friday. I can't remember. It's all clanging together. But I had a signing that came over, and I always read the instructions from the signing company, but the instructions from the actual client, the loan lender, was different because usually the signing company will have, make 3 copies, 2 copies to be signed, and leave one with the signer. Well, in the lender's package, it had to instruct it. Sometimes it'll have instructions for notaries too, and it had to sign 3 copies and return all 3 copies.
Oh,
So I had to make an extra copy. I read that like 3 times to be sure. So it's good to read everything. And of course, the lender's instructions are going to outweigh the servicing company's instructions because the lender is specific. So, and I just realized that I need to make sure that I read the instructions from the lender thoroughly because they may be different from what the signing company has. And so about it, I see there's something a Facebook user says, I don't know who that was about. They had a confirmation and the client wanted to change the date to the next date. And he put the information in the order in the signing company, but somebody else picked it up. And so do you think that's kind of weird? Because when that happens to me, the signing company reassigns it right back to me. I've had that happen where they want to change the date and the signing company just reassigned it right back to me.
Yeah, that's Tamar. I've had that happen too, actually, where they needed to reschedule and I let them know. So what did you do? Let me see, I put this info in the order and the signing company put another request for a new date. Yeah, I mean, it might have just been a fluke, but normally if you're assigned to it and something changes, they'll ask you, can you still do it? Like in my case today with this nightmare signing that I had, they actually changed the time because the documents were not ready. It was supposed to be at 3:00. So she said, are you still available afterward? And I said, yes, I was. I really hate I said that. Okay. So read the instructions because you never know what they're going to be. Just because you work for ABC Signing Company and they have different lenders and different people that they're working with. So read it every single time for every single client because it may be different. Like Angela said, normally they only want 2. Well, that particular company wanted 3. Some of them will tell you execute. That means to get 3 signed, leave 1 with the client. So now you're printing 4 copies. No, most of the time it's only print 1 and have 1 signed, or for some loan modification, have 2 copies signed. You just really have to read. And I am not a reader, but this job this part of the business makes me read because I have to know what I'm doing, or I'll use the wrong color ink, or I use the, whatever. So I hope this conversation has been very beneficial to you all about how to be the go-to notary for signing companies, even in a down economy. If you do the things that we said, believe me when I tell you, everybody's not smiling, everyone's not friendly, everyone's not on time, everyone's not communicating. These things will help you to stand out. So we wish everybody success, but if everybody's not going to do it, you might as well be the one doing all these great things, making the money, right?
Right.
So believe me when I tell you, you will stand out. Yes, Angela.
I just had a thought about that last comment about what Tamar said, that they assigned it to another person. Got it. So when that happens to us, maybe when we're notifying the signing company of the change of time, also add that I'm available for this time also. So hopefully they'll send it back to you. So let them know that you're still available to do the signing, even though the time was changed.
Yeah.
I love it. Taking the initiative. Very good. So she said she hasn't received a loan signing yet, still learning. However, would there be instructions on where to email? Yep. There would be instructions. Whoever sent you the job, there's some kind of way to contact them.
Yeah.
You just have to take your time and read. Sometimes you got to dig. I mean, really dig, but they're there some kind of way. So we're going to go ahead and start taking you guys' questions, and put your questions in the chat for us. We'll go back and double back through the comments right quick and see if it's any questions. But yeah, whatever questions you have now, it's all about you. And again, that first part, welcome to everybody on the replay. Again, we were just talking about how to be a preferred notary even in a down economy, because people still making money, people still signing documents, people selling stuff all day long. So how is it going to reach your hands is the question. Okay.
You're going to be the one they're going to call if the signings are coming in slow. They're going to go to those notaries that they can depend on, that they know are going to do the job right, and they're not going to have to send them out.
Yep. Very good. So let's see what we got going on in the chat today. Let's see really quick. Where are we? Hello. I saw something I wanted to talk about. Somebody was talking about those MV.
So he says, he said it earlier.
805, is that where we're starting?
805. Tyler D. King says, have you guys heard of the MV Realty thing about people signing 40-year contracts?
Yes. So what that is, for those who do not know, it's a realtor company, and they are having people sign a 40-year contract that they cannot sell their home with anyone else but that one realtor for 40 years. So if you change your mind and you decide, I don't want to use them, you have to pay them a commission to get out of the contract. If it's 10 years later, 5 years, 40 years, whatever, you have to pay them a commission to break the contract.
So why would you do that? What benefit is that to you? Why would you do that?
So the benefit is an immediate benefit. So they might give you $500 to sign the contract today, and then you're stuck with them for 40 years. So that's going to be a personal decision if you even want to do those types of signings. I have done a few of them. It's not in my business plan to do them because half of them sign and half don't. Actually, let me rephrase that. I would say 30 to 40% sign and the rest of them don't. Because once you get there, they're waiting on you as a notary to say if you think it's a good deal. So that conversation sounds like this. Yeah, do you know anything about these people? They found me and they want me to, do this contract with them, and they're going to give me, the money today, what you see. And they'll zeal it to them or whatever. And they'll say, what do you think? So I always say what I say on everything else. I'm just a notary. Unfortunately, I'm just here to identify you and collect the signatures. If you have any questions, we can reach out to the person, because these realtors are on standby. So you're not even calling them to confirm. When you get the confirmation, it's coming from the realtor. So you never talk to the client. You never talk to the client. You talk to the realtor. So the realtor is on the other line like, yeah, they're waiting on you. So I hate when I'm like, I can't talk to the client. The very first time I did, when I said, what is this? I'm like, you telling me where to go? And then I get there and the client is running, hiding, ducking. One guy, he told me, he said, yeah, I'll be back. I'll be there at 3:30. So I get there at 3:30, right? No show.
Really?
So yeah, sitting there waiting. I said, well, we'll give him a few more minutes. So the realtor said, would you mind waiting a few more minutes? She calls him. He picks up the phone for her. He tells her I'll be there at 4. 4 o'clock roll around, nothing. I said, what kind of stuff? This is like maybe the second time I did. I said, what kind of stuff is this? Nah.
Do you get paid for that trip?
They pay you half. They pay you half. They pay your print fee plus a travel fee. So I mean, it's Saturday afternoon. I wasn't doing nothing anyway. Okay, you're gonna give me $50 for chasing this person, but I'm not into that kind of thing. So I don't do it anymore. And if I had to, as part of my business plan, it's a signing. It's like anything else. We remain neutral. It's not your business if it's a good deal or if it's a bad deal. We're not going to even say that here on this YouTube live. If that's what you want to do, that is your business. If you want to sign a 40-year contract where you want to sell your house with anyone else ever, and if you decide that you don't want to use them, you still have to pay a fee. That's going to be your decision.
Yep.
Wink, wink. Okay.
Yellow says, you guys.
Next.
Danielle says, I'm not even sure if I would ever get one. Is she talking about a loan signing? Or?
You will get a loan signing. I hope that's not what you're talking about, loan signing.
There's some.
Remember she was talking about it last time.
Yeah.
We'll come back to her.
So there's somebody on Facebook.
Somebody on Facebook, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Tamar said, have either of you been blacklisted by a client? No, have you either of you ever blacklisted a client?
No, not me. I love my
no, I've not had a client I don't want to work with. Now I've had a couple that I choose no longer to work with because the pay may be low or something like that. But again, I did everything when I first started. I did every single job. $30. You guys hear me talk about that all the time. I took those $30, what they call lowball jobs. I did those to get started. But after that, yeah, I have not had to blackball a client. I have not been blackballed. So this will be a good time to tell y'all what happened really quick while y'all check the chat for me. So I got the signing at 11 o'clock today. Yeah, it was around 11. It was for 3 o'clock. Okay, fine, no problem. So me and the customer talking or whatever, I'm talking to the signing company and say, well, the documents are not here. And I love working with this particular company because they normally, they very good about communication. They reply all on every email. Okay, good. So I'm in the loop. Everybody's in the loop. So they said, well, the documents will be ready. This was at 2 o'clock. The documents will be ready in like 20 minutes. And the other person from the signing company said, oh, great. I can let the notary know. That's me. So I'm waiting. 3 o'clock rolled around. Nothing. I had told Jeff, I said, they're not going to be here at 3. I just felt it. So sure enough, it wasn't 3 o'clock. I didn't actually get the documents until 4 something. The signing was a half hour away. So we got to the client's house at 5:15. That's what time I told him. They originally wanted scan backs and documents shipped tonight because the wife has a sign on the other side in Florida. Okay, fine. So I'm looking at the documents. It said they need 2 witnesses. So I reach out to the signing company and tell me, oh, no witnesses are needed. So I said, okay. So I said, you don't want me to notarize that document? Because it was a notarized document, the signer's name, and 2 witnesses, a space for 2 witnesses. This is the first time I ever encountered this, right? So the person on the other end is telling me no witnesses are required, period. I was like, okay. So what I think they wanted to happen, and I'm pretty sure, as I talked to Angela, I told her what happened earlier. They really wanted me to notarize that document, and they were going to just have 2 people sign it on their end so they didn't have to pay me to get a witness for the document because I would have to get 2 witnesses. So I even emailed them the first time when I saw witnesses were required. And I said, hey, I could provide 2 witnesses, but the fee would be $50. I was going to give each witness $25. They tell me nothing, no witnesses are required. So when I pushed back and said, oh, so you don't want me to notarize that document? Because I'm not going to notarize the document. The client signed it, a place for 2 witnesses, and that's left blank, which is what he suggested originally, right? When I push back, then he says, well, you can just draw a line through the witness part. Okay, that's what I did. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome of that. I will tell y'all next week because I sure did. I drew a line by witness number 1, an X by witness number 2. The client signed it. I notarized and stamped it. I have never seen that before. So I don't know what's going to happen because the document even looked crazy. So if they record it in Florida, I'll let y'all know. That's what happened. So I actually finished the client, and I had to get back home and be here so I can be on this live. And I did have time to get me something to eat, but it was just one of those things where I've been talking to these people since 11 o'clock, and I don't finish till 5, almost 6 o'clock with the signing, because it was a large stack. Then we had to come home and scan it back and all that. It was just one of those signings, like, it's not worth it. In the end, I was so frustrated with myself. And then all the pushback about the witnesses and all that. It was a very frustrating signing. I mean, that could have, fortunately, I didn't have a lot going on today. I try not to schedule too much on Mondays unless it's earlier. I did a couple signings earlier, but I try not to have anything around that 5 o'clock hour, because I'm just trying to de-stress. Even to come on here with you guys, I want to bring 100 when I come. I don't want to be all, I just made it in the door,
It was actually after 7 when you really totally finished.
It was.
Yeah,
it was a hot mess. So today, honestly, I didn't do my normal routine from Monday, but I'm just thankful to be here. But yeah, the whole signing was just a disaster. And the money was, I don't even want to tell you about it. You guys probably would kick me. Okay, what's next?
Do you all recommend doing mock signings with family at home to get comfortable with the process? Ty, that's a great idea, to do mock signings, because the more you do something, the better you get at it, the more confident you get. So that's a great idea.
Yes.
I'm going to be offering something very soon with a mock signing. So look out for an announcement. If you're in our Facebook group, they'll get it first.
Yes. Yeah. Alexis is working on something. And I love what Carlos is asking too. How do you stay motivated when life gets in the way? If you got bills to pay, you know what I'm saying? Georgia Power don't care that you got life is in the way. That's just real talk. But personally, what I do is I just try to mix up my life. So instead of doing my regular routine, I'm going to do something different. For me, I just need a new memory, a new something. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my video the other day. I went to lunch by myself. That was a big deal.
Did you lunch by yourself?
I did. I went to lunch by myself on Saturday. I did a little video. You see it. I put it out the other day. It wasn't about going to lunch by myself. The video was about something else. I don't even remember what it was about because I've been doing so many of them. But I went to lunch by myself. I went to Chicken Salad Lady and Chicken Salad Chick.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get Angela to come meet me, actually, but she was busy. So I was like, oh, I got to go by myself. I was already in the parking lot and everything.
But you said you were going to do that one day, though. You said you were going to do that.
So I've been reaching some of my little goals. So for myself, that's what I do. And like somebody else is saying here, a day with Diva, meditation works for them. And for me, another one is also bubble baths. That's something I do to relax myself. I take a bath every day. People be like, you must be the cleanest person ever. But I do my best thinking when I'm sitting there and just me and my thoughts, or I'm listening to something, even if it's something I want to listen to on YouTube. I just try to unwind. I like to sit on the porch is another one I like to do. I love sitting on my little porch out here and just look at the cars go by. What do you guys do to unwind? If anybody want to come on stage too, I'm going to put the link in there right quick. What do you guys do to unwind, Alexis and Angela?
I'm going to kind of do this in a 2-part. So one part was to stay motivated. I found that I watch YouTube videos a lot. I've subscribed to so many different channels. A lot of them are different entrepreneurs that have made it. I'm subscribed to, I guess they're called podcasts on YouTube, and they have people on. It's some that are different, like real estate, and they talk about different topics on being an entrepreneur. Those get me, they keep me, motivated in my business, and those help a lot. I watch a couple a day, and then to unwind, I don't know. I like to walk.
Do you have one you could recommend, Alexis? A channel you could recommend?
A podcast.
Let me scroll through I'll give it to you all before the end of the live. Let me scroll through and find a good one. But until unwind, I like to walk. I walk my neighborhood. I love to walk, especially like when it's cooler in the morning or at night. I do enjoy walking and being outside with my dog. Watching them run around.
Yeah, that's good. Those are good. Those are really good. Ty says that she goes to a Korean spa. Oh, we have a couple of those. We have a couple of those in our area. I've never been to one. I have to check that out. Is it expensive, Ty?
No, the Korean spas are not expensive.
Yeah, let me know.
I've never been to one.
You never been to one?
Not the Korean spa. I've been to a lot of spas, but I don't.
I went to Jeju. Like
I don't
that's
think I would like it. Did you like it,
You
Alexis?
Oh, Jeju, I loved it. It was kind of expensive. It's $30 just to get in, and then if you want like a massage or something, the massages were $100. But it was amazing.
For
It was
how
100
long is it? For how long? 60?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a treat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's one of
it was
those things
nice.
to kind of mix up your life, like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Ty says they're pretty reasonable out there. It's a unique style, but she just loves it. So yeah, I might have to check that out myself.
So I stay motivated. You know how the saying is, find something you love and make that your job and do it, and you never feel like you're working a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I never thought I would find that, but I find that with the notary business. I love being a notary. I love being with people, talking to people. That just every day I get up, I'm excited. Really, even if I don't have any jobs that day, I'm still excited. And no matter what happens in life, and Kim will tell you this, I don't let it stop me from doing this job because I really love this job. And the very fact that I can do something that I love, and it's not any stress for me, and I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder. I had that for 30 years. I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder, telling me to do stuff, and this got to be done by this time. I run this, I control this, and that's what motivates me every day. About the notary business. And what
Right.
I do, I work out like 5 days a week. And when I just want to relax and do nothing, I Netflix it and watch TikTok videos. And I like TikTok videos because they're short and I don't do it now, but I love to watch people with good ideas about planning things and how easy it is and how you can take different produce and stuff and what you already have and make it grow. And I don't do it a lot, but I love watching it. So that's what I do. I watch TikTok videos and I watch Netflix.
And I love the fact that Angela said about being busy, because it's so funny. We have a lot of mutual friends and they always think that we are so busy. They're like, you guys are the busiest people I ever see, because they see us on TikTok, Instagram, and all that stuff, right? But they don't know, and maybe you guys don't either. Some of that stuff we pre-recorded. I mean, I might, like, for me, I take a day and I batch videos. Somebody told me in the chat, they had me cracking up. They said, Kim, you putting out videos like you selling fried chicken dinner.
we laugh. Kim and I laugh because we be like, they don't know why they working. We at the movies or we sitting out having lunch or
yeah, we take breaks. I mean, we work hard over here. You guys know that we always in the chat, always talking to y'all, always doing, intake phone calls or whatever. Plus, we run our own businesses, so we're always busy. You guys know, I'd be like, excuse me, I got to get this call.
Right.
I could be in the middle of an intake call. I'm like, excuse me, because our intake calls are free, right? So I'm talking to you about your notary business, but when my phone ring about my business, that take priority. Right. So I'm like, I'll be right back. I got to get this call. So, but people think we're often more busy than we are, which we are busy because we're always doing something, but it's not like that. I also like what was she saying about the $30 gets you in the spa? I like that. Ty was saying the $30 gets you in the spa to use the amenities so you still can relax. So that's a good tip too.
Yeah, you can use the sauna and the pool. They have a salt
for $30.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I'm gonna check it out.
And I also
different saunas.
I'm gonna check it out. Go ahead, Angela.
I also get this is my snobby thing. I also get a massage once a month.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. I get a massage once because I love spas. And if I go to the spa, this is my other snobbish thing. My husband got me into this. This is my other snobbish thing. If I go to the spa, I have to stay for the whole weekend and really get everything, do everything. Get the spa, a day sitting out, or everything. So I love spas.
I love it. And sometimes for me, it might just be getting a frappe. That's my other thing I like is a frappe and a cheeseburger. And I ride by myself and listen to my music like someone was saying earlier. So I have done that many a times. That's my other little thing. And then Signed by Cleisha says that she likes to unwind by the water, just go sit and hear near the waterfalls. Yep.
That is somebody else
studying. Yep. So I mean, everybody got their thing that they like to do. What else is in the comments tonight? What's going on?
So as Robert says, she's studying, but she's building her foundation first, and she hasn't been called for anything yet. That's what's going to make you successful, as Robert, is to build a foundation, because if you don't have a foundation, everything can collapse. Foundation is very important.
Yeah, it's key.
Danielle said, I'm doing what she said, muster shopper too? I don't know what that is.
Oh, mystery shopper.
Oh, mystery shopper. They
Mhm.
sent me on a long job today for $11.25. I won't do it again. It took almost 2 hours. What job was that, Danielle? That's interesting.
Oh, for only $11?
And 25 cents.
Well, it's $11 more than you had, but then you want to make sure you're not going into the hole with these jobs either.
Yeah, 2 hours is too long.
Yeah, so just make sure. Angela, somebody else is agreeing with you out there. Are there tactics and strategies needed for? I'm not sure what you're asking about there. Any other questions we have this evening, guys? Any other questions? Field collection, like specimens. Are you talking about digging around people's mouth and stuff? Because that's a new thing out there too now. Specimen collection. So you might go out and dig up somebody's nose or swab the mouth and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's all kind of stuff they're hiring notaries to do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something else you can do. Well, this will be a good little break while we wait to see if you guys have a few more questions this evening. If not, we'll wrap it up. But don't forget the 2 books. The orange one is for Georgia. The gray one is for everybody else, how to start your notary business. Okay. And then we have our one-on-one classes that we're offering this month, the rest of June, actually, one-on-one with either myself or Angela or Alexis to teach you notary basics A to Z, or the Notary Loan signing class. And then the online courses are all on sale still to the end of the month. Hey, David, thank you. We appreciate it. And hello to everybody. We didn't say a lot of hellos today because we just been getting into this information. But the online courses are on sale to the end of June. And check those out right now. They are $24.50 for the fingerprinting class, ink fingerprinting, I-9, build your business, and notarize like a pro. So the description for each one is there. NSA notary signing class. Yes, it's also on sale this month, one-on-one with either Alexis or myself.